I give to you the Harley Benton Tube 5 Lacquered Tweed 10-inch combo. That's a mouthful. This here is the Harley Benton Tube 5 chassis and amplifier, and I decided to make a new home for it. So this here is the cabinet that I built myself, and I just want to tell you a little bit about it, and I wanted to show it to you before we go and cover it in tweed. This is plywood, because I didn't want to go overboard, like with the prices. The styling is obviously like narrow panel tweed. These are all glued in place. There's glued and there's screws. There's 3 screws here. And these panels are also screwed in and glued in. Everything is sanded flush. Yeah, I've oiled it to seal the pores, and it's been already, I would say, 4 or 5 months. So I would say that the thing is pretty well cured. I've rounded the edges off by hand because that's what I got. Then on the back side we have this panel. This is copper tape for EM shielding. It goes here. And then there's another panel that goes here. Boom. Sweet, simple. This is 18mm ply, all of this, or what you would call, I think, 3/4 inch-ish, thereabouts. Great. I think this is going to sound great, man. I think this amp deserves like a nicer cabinet, because I really liked it. I really like the sound, especially with different tubes. All right, so now it's time to lay down the tweed cloth. I'm not gonna do a full in-depth overview of how you do this. There's plenty of videos on the internet. One final check before actually marking down the positions of the individual sheets for the upper and lower back panels. I'm using chalk to mark. It's an old tailor's trick. It's not gonna seep through, it's gonna go away, it's fine, it's just chalk. These are the contact adhesives that I have access to in Denmark. I'm using the red one for the wood and the blue one for the tweed fabric. They have a bit longer drying time. We had a generous layer of glue. The tweed fabric soaks in quite a lot of it. Just stretch it out evenly. Even though it doesn't look like this from the image, this is all fully covered. Let's move on to gluing the other side. Just apply a liberal amount. This is meant for flatter surfaces. It dries a bit slower. It's important to get all the edges and all the sides because we're going to be wrapping the tweed fabric around it, and there needs to be glue on both sides in order for them to adhere. Time to actually glue the tweed to the panel. This has had by now a bit of time to dry. I use this roller to press the tweed firmly onto the panel, make sure that it's nice and tight, allow the contact adhesive to do its work. It's time to do the corners now. I'm not going to dwell on it too long. There's a very nice video from Uncle Doug about how you do mitered corners. I strongly encourage you to watch it. I'm going to link it in the description.
I don't do this very often, so I tend to forget how to do it. This is why I start with the back panel all the time, so that I can sort of refresh my memory on how you fold it over, how you do the corners. And it's also good because I have to prepare myself to do the real corners, the ones on the front, which on tweed especially, they show. After that, I moved on to the top back panel. Same thing, put on the red glue. Liberal amount. It doesn't take too much time at all to spread it out. This is real time, what you're seeing. It's done. I moved on to the tweed fabric, and this is for the first time when things start to go wrong. I used whatever blue contact adhesive I had left here, and I decided I'm not gonna go and open up another one. It's gonna take too long. This one's gonna dry. So I decided to go with a red one. And this is when I know, but I'm still hopeful. As with the other one, I'm now placing the panel firmly on top of it, aligning everything, pressing. Same thing. It's now routine. I had to redo all of this because I used the wrong glue. So, yeah, word to the wise. I'm just going to go ahead and speed up through this whole section, but if you do want to see the whole thing, just write it in the comments and I'll make it happen. I've been considering releasing longer forms of these videos. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the videos are up. I'll come back later and clean up those miters and clean up the edges and straighten them out. After I finished this, I did a test fitting just to see if I had left enough space. This is the first moment of truth, because when you calculate the dimensions, you have to factor in the width of the material, which is non-negligible. It may not look super flush and tight right now, but it's all gonna even out in the end. The real work begins. We start by laying down the contact adhesive. The sides are the most complex part. There's a lot of edges. It doesn't look like this, but there's a lot of edges and sides and cleats and undersides and oversides and we have to make sure that everything is thoroughly covered, because otherwise the contact adhesive doesn't do its thing. Make sure to get the corners, because there's a lot of tension in those corners, and they have to be well covered. This stuff doesn't really smell that well. I can still remember the smell now, a couple of weeks after doing this. It doesn't matter that much if it spills over the edge or if it goes over that line you see there. That's just a guide for me to know where I need to cut the sides. The top is going to get covered by another panel, so any spillover of glue from here, it doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that the stuff we do want to glue in place is covered. Okay, now this is done. Time to take a deep breath and put on the tweed. I've cut all the panels to size now off screen, and it's time to just glue them one by one, slowly, no rush. It's worth positioning the stuff correctly because of multiple reasons. One, it's tweed, so the fabric has a pattern and it has to be aligned, because otherwise the whole thing is going to look weird. The second thing is that once this contact adhesive gets adhering, it's kind of there. You can of course reactivate it and soften it with a hot air gun, but it's much better to just take your time and do the work correctly the first time. And now that this is done, we just rinse and repeat. Only 7 more corners to go. Done with the sides now. I'm just checking to see that everything is nice and tidy. Trying to spot if anything needs to be fixed. I've cleaned up the overhangs, so the part that's going to be covered by the top. And yeah, it's time to do the top and bottom. Just doing a final test fitting here before we glue it up, just to make sure that I've cut the panel to the correct size and that the edges and the tweed pattern aligns the way it's supposed to. This is by far the easiest of them, because all we have to do is just wrap it around, make sure that it's nice and flush, and that's it. Just making sure that I got all the sides and all the edges well covered in contact adhesive. And I carefully place the tweed, and we just press it with a roller, making sure that everything's flush, making sure especially that that edge where the side and the top cover each other is well flush and stretched. I'm just inserting a wood screw through the pre-drilled holes for the baffle mounting screws, just to give me a puncture wound in the tweed fabric so that I can find the hole after that. Otherwise, it gets super tricky once the tweed settles and the glue cures. It gets super tricky to find them. So I'm just doing this now while I still have access to those holes. Quick inspection and then onto the top. I gotta say that I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I'm especially happy with the corners because they're pretty tricky to do, especially on tweed, and it's the first time that I've done it. But I think they turned out okay in the end. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? While the tweed cures, I moved on to the baffle. I went with this oxblood with gold stripe tweed cloth. I think it's a classic look. I think it's gonna suit well. It's always tricky when putting grill cloth, but I think this turns out quite well. Just cleaning off the excess, doing the corners. It's definitely easier than doing the tweed, that's for sure. But the key is to stretch it out as much as possible and then use a heat gun to do a final stretch. I think it turned out well. Looks nice, looks classic. The real fun begins doing the shellac. I've had mixed experiences with this shellac. This is what I have. It's pre-mixed. I've diluted it a bit, but it's quite dark, and you could see that it leaves these marks. So I try to go with the direction of the tweed pattern, try to even out the texture as much as possible, and not leave any of these blotches. key is to be patient and do it in small coats and try to even out all these unevenness in the texture. The thing is that this the alcohol used to dilute the shellac also seems to dilute this red glue, so have to come back and re-glue those later once the alcohol evaporates. All these blotches will eventually even out. It's already starting to look like a lacquered tweed cabinet, which is nice. Let's let it cure and see if we need to do an additional coat. Come back in half an hour. In the meantime, let's install the speaker. I went with the Jensen P10R-F Alnico speaker. I think it will complement the cabinet and the circuit well. Tightening the screws without putting any unwanted tension on the baffle or on the basket. And just winding the speaker cable and connecting the spade terminals. I'm using some M5 machine screws to secure the chassis to the back panel. I'm using a metal bracket to lock the power cable in place. The amp doesn't have a detachable power cable, and I don't want to put, any extra strain on it. Looks nice and flush. Time to install the tubes. I'm going with this TAD, the red base 6v6, and TAD 12AX7 for the preamp. Let's power it up and see if it lives. Cool, it makes sound. Let's put everything together and see what our combo looks like. I just recorded some initial playthrough with a room mic. This is what it sounds like.
I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you to remember to subscribe, because I've been looking at stats lately, and it's like 99% of the people that watch my videos, they're unsubscribed. So please, subscribe. Come on, it's free. It's free. It's free. So yeah, it's done. A few months ago I was just seeing this image in my head, and now to finally, having made it, does it even make sense to do it? Like, why would you ever do something like this? I can tell you why I did it. I did it because I can. Because why not? Because I wanted it. I wanted it, precious. I wanted it. And I think this thing deserves it. It's like, as soon as I had to change the tubes, I just changed the sound completely. And I thought, hey, this could be a nice combo. I think that this speaker fits it perfectly. I think it's a great little combo. And dude, I made it. I made it. For me, I give to you the Harley Benton Tube 5 Lacquered Tweed 10-inch combo. This is something that you could play at home. This is something that you could take on stage. This is something that you can mic up. Hey, Toman, make this. I'm sure if Toman put their mind up to it, it doesn't have to be like real tweed. It can be tweed Tolex. The cabinet doesn't have to be some very expensive plywood, although they make like the, what's it called, the G112 Plus. It's made out of plywood. But a 110 with a nice Celestion speaker inside it. Doesn't have to be this Jensen Alnico fancy thingamajiggy. But come on, it's doable. I mean, anyway, thank you so much for sticking around. This has been a longer one and maybe a different one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, what, why, just write it up in the comments. Remember to click like, remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, and yeah, have a good day or night, depending on the rotation of your location. I can't fucking believe it. It's done.